welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. You guys, this is the third video of the day, and at this point, I'm kind of tired, but I could not let the entire day go by without talking about last night's episode of Potomac. So very quickly, I wanted to run down the highlights. First things first, you guys know that the ladies are at the Eastern Shore, right there at the Chesapeake Bay. And, you know, earlier in the day, we had Candiace and Mia doing their salad tossing. And then later on at night at Joe's Crab Shack, we had this argument between Candiace, Chris, and Ashley. And apparently Candiace called Ashley a slave at one point in time. The whole thing is just bizarre, but whatever. Then everybody goes back to the house. We get this scene with Candiace and her husband, Chris, and they're talking about the fights that they were in earlier today. And yet again, okay, we get this, I guess, spotlight on Chris and his drinking. Now, have y'all noticed that a couple of times throughout this season, the producers have made it a point to kind of point out Chris's drinking? Like, am I the only one? I feel like this is going to come up at the reunion, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about that situation. Honestly, I don't think he has a drinking problem. I just think the Potomac producers are being extra shady. But again, I want to know how y'all feel. Moving right along, we get this scene with Robin and Gizelle later on in the night, around midnight. And the two green-eyed bandits are not happy with their accommodations. They're in this little creepy-ass dorm room with these twin beds. And there's no private restroom, right? And so the Green-Eyed Bandits want to go to a hotel, and they do. And honestly, y'all know I don't like Robin or Gizelle, but I don't blame them. Okay, you have me up here in this small-ass room, sharing a room like this is, you know, freshman year at the college, and I have to go all the way downstairs to use the restroom just to do my business. And on top of that, I got this boot on my toe. Okay, because y'all know Gizelle broke her toe and whatnot. So I don't blame, you know, the Eveline twins for going to the hotel. But again, it kind of is their fault because they kind of showed up last. But then, now that I'm thinking about it, they probably would have gotten a worse room anyways if they would have showed up to the trip on time. So again, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, you guys, the scene the next morning was hilarious, okay? And this is why Potomac is the best Housewives show right now, because even in their most mundane moments, it's still so entertaining, okay? This is what reality TV is all about. The next morning, we get this scene, right? Candiace is hungover, okay? And she's steady being up and then taking naps. We have G just acting crazy like he always acts. And exclaims to the group that he's only cooking for himself and his wife, okay, because he does not cook for big groups. We have Ashley working out, doing yoga. We have Wendy and Gizelle getting into it over FaceTime. Hilarious. Then we have Mia drinking Ashley's breast milk via her coffee. It's a hot ass mess, okay? That morning was a hot ass mess, and I was absolutely here for it. Later on in that day, they get on this boat, right? They're taking a boat ride. They have a bar. They have drinks. They have food, snacks, all of that good stuff. And Mia overhears a conversation, right, between Robin and Askale, where Robin is basically telling Askale that she doesn't really know how she feels about Wendy anymore, right? A year ago, they were besties. And now in today's time, she feels as though Wendy is a completely different person. Now, those weren't Robin's exact words, but that's basically what she was saying, right? And so Messy Mia then goes to the top of the boat and tells Wendy what Robin has said. She basically told Wendy, I heard that you're not the same person from a year ago. And Wendy's like, well, who said that? And Mia, being messy, said Robin did, right? And so, you know, Wendy just says, I've evolved, right? From a year ago, I've changed, I've evolved, I'm a better version of myself. And if Robin hasn't changed from a year ago, then she probably should, okay? So that's when Robin and Askale come back up to the top with everybody else. Wendy tells the green-eyed sisters that she was a gracious host because this whole entire time Robin and Gizelle had been complaining that the host isn't really hosting, right? So Wendy took it upon herself to say that she has been a gracious host to the both of them. And Robin says that she left the hotel basically because she was uncomfortable, okay? The woman is on her cycle and she doesn't feel like going downstairs to use the restroom at all hours of the night, especially when the men are using the restroom, right? Y'all know this is a group trip. This is a couples trip. You got Dre and Ray and Chris Bassett and, all of the other men, everybody except for Juan, Jamal, and what's the other man? Michael Darby. Okay, everybody but them three. And Robin says, well, I left because I'm uncomfortable. I'm a germaphobe. I don't want to use that restroom with all of the husbands using it. And they're peeing all over the floor. And at that point, I was dying. Okay, I know it doesn't sound like I was dying, but I was dying on the inside. I was having an inner cry. Because I was like, did Robin really just say that her friends' husbands are using that restroom downstairs and peeing all over the floor? You know what? That was real petty of her. She did not have to say all that. But I believe her. Okay, I do believe that Chris Bassett and his drunk self, I do believe that G and his crazy, drunk, nasty self was peeing all over the ring of the toilet and all over the floor, behind the toilet, in front of the toilet, on the side of the toilet. Because that's just how men are. They don't aim, they're nasty, and they don't clean. Okay? Now, I was going to say something about myself, but I'm going to just keep that to myself, okay? Just lock it up there in my brain. Anyways, so I thought that was real interesting, Robin. Okay, call out the men if you want to, sure. Then, Gizelle just says, you know what, Wendy, I'm good on you. I don't have nothing to say to you. If you think you've been a gracious host, then I'm going to just let you think that. And then, of course, the professor responds and says, well, Gizelle, I'm good on you too. And then the last lady comes back and says, you know what, Wendy, why are you always so aggressive and combative? And Wendy says, I don't know, the same reason why you're a mean girl and a bully. And I choked. Okay, I choked at that moment because I was like, you know what? Is Wendy a little combative when it comes to Robin and Gizelle? Yes, but I do believe it's warranted. I do believe it's understandable. I do, think that it is reasonable. Speaking of the Green-Eyed Bandits, okay, reasonably shady, because y'all are mean girls. Y'all have talked about this girl behind her back, trying to insinuate that her man is cheating on her. So I would kind of have the same attitude that Wendy has adopted. So is Gizelle kind of right when she says that Wendy is combative? Yes, but I think she's combative because it's a defense mechanism. Because, like she said, you are a mean girl and you are a bully. You've bullied these girls for 6 seasons, up and down Potomac, through D.C., Virginia, Maryland, Baltimore, everywhere else in between, child. It's not a secret that Gizelle is the bully in chief of Potomac. So it is what it is. Moving right along, in the same scene on the boat, we have Candiace and Mia having a conversation. Candiace goes on to say that she was hurt by Mia's low budget comments. Y'all know Messy Mia called the drive back video low budget, which it was. However, Mia didn't have to say that, okay? She didn't have to be an asshole. Not everything that's in your brain has to come out of your mouth. Like the comment that I was going to make about the toilets. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that in my head. But anyways, Candiace says, I was hurt because I'm an independent artist and I'm really trying hard to make my dreams become a reality, which I totally understand Candiace's sentiments. She has every reason to be sensitive about her art and her projects. Like, no one disagrees with that, I don't think. And Mia apologizes for calling the video low budget. She apologizes for asking, Dottie, the messy questions about Chris and whether he's getting paid as a manager and whatnot. And so Mia was very, sympathetic and she apologized and things of that nature. You had Candiace also apologizing for the mother comment, which I thought was great. However, I think Candiace was very ill-intended when she was mentioning the mother because she had said the Yo Mama comment at the reasonably shady event in the driveway where Gizelle's daughter fucked up Candiace's car. Okay, I know y'all remember that. But I say Candiace is ill-intended because she continued to say the yo mama, the yo mama, the yo mama is low budget. Your mother is this. Your mom is that. She kept doing it after Gizelle, Robin, Karen, Wendy, and everybody else tried to warn her, hey, don't say that. She has a little situation going on with her mother. You're going below the belt. And she still kept using it. And so she did try to use Mia's pain against her, which I thought was fucked up. So Candiace deserves some discipline for what she did to Candy or Mia in this instance. And but kudos to her for at least apologizing. And then at the very end of the episode, we get this very weird scene with G and Ashley going back and forth in the van. Ashley is trying to sleep in the corner of the van and G is making fun of her. Ashley then gets upset and then they just start going back and forth. So I don't even have an opinion on that because I just find it to be really silly and ridiculous. But if I had some advice for Mia's husband, I would say leave the girl alone. Okay, leave that poor girl alone. The husband, okay, Michael Darby, already doesn't want to have sex with her. The husband, Michael Darby, is already not attracted to her. The girl is stressed out and she needs a nap. Okay? And then on the next episode, we see that Ashley is trying to seduce her husband, and Michael Darby, being the weirdo that he is, being the creep that he is, says to his own wife, I'm feeling real uncomfortable right now. I'm like, sir, your life is uncomfortable. Watching you on this TV show is uncomfortable. But anyways, y'all let me know how y'all felt about this episode. I'm going to go ahead and log off. I love you guys. And don't forget to create a great day.